What's up, everybody? It's Mr. Lilley here, and I'm here to teach you today about how to follow the order of operations of 5th grade. This is a math video, a how-to video. And so, without further ado, I'm just going to jump straight into it. You may or may not be familiar with the term PEMDAS, and in 5th grade, you're going to use it heavily. So, I made this slide for you to follow along with, just in case you ever need it. Pause this video whenever you need to and revert back to this, because this is essentially all the step-by-step instructions you're going to need. So, PEMDAS is an acronym that stands for, the first step is parentheses. That would be these right here. So whenever you're solving an order of operations problem, you need to start and begin with whatever's inside of the parentheses. Next, you would move down to the next step, which is exponents. Exponents, or like you might have heard, 4 to the power of 3, that would be the base of 4 with the exponent of 3. And when you're solving problems that involve exponents, you're essentially taking the number you start with and multiplying it by itself, however many times the exponent tells you to. And so this 4 to the 3rd power would be the same thing as saying 4 times 4, which equals 16. You would take the product of that, and then you would multiply that by 4 again. All right, we'll jump into that later. Multiplication is next, and something that's very important to follow along here is that multiplication and division, along with addition and subtraction, are interchangeable. And so if you get to the point in a problem where there's only multiplication and division left, even if division takes place first, in PEMDAS, it looks like you would go to division after multiplication, but when there's only multiplication and division left, you start from left to right. They are interchangeable. One more time, multiplication and division are interchangeable. All right. Same with addition and subtraction. So when you jump down here, you may have a subtraction problem that takes place on the farthest left, and just because addition is higher up in PEMDAS does not mean that you do addition first. If it takes place further to the right, you start left to right with subtraction first. So sorry if that's confusing. I'm going to show you an example, 2 example problems that should hopefully clear this up for you. And so I wrote these problems out because I think this gives you a good opportunity to try multiple parts of PEMDAS. So I encourage you to write down PEMDAS somewhere on your paper, whether you're taking a test, working on the MSTEP, working on NWEA, any type of assignment you may need reminders for. If you can remember PEMDAS, you're good to go. So write it down, PEMDAS. I even like to write these right here to make sure I know that multiplication and division are interchangeable, and so are addition and subtraction. Okay, so starting with problem number 1. 3 to the 2nd power minus 5 minus 3 inside of parentheses plus 6 times 2. I need to start with the parentheses. P comes first, PEMDAS, P. Okay, parentheses, 5 minus 3. Let's see, 5 minus 3 is 2. So I need to write that there. Then I need to move down 1. I don't see any other parentheses, so I move down 1 to the E, which stands for exponents. There is an exponent. It's 3 to the 2nd power. Basically, that's saying, what is 3 times 3? And I know that 3 times 3 equals 9. And so I'm going to write out a 9. And I need to stay organized here. So I'm going to write minus what I already solved, the 2. So 9 minus 2. Okay, so I've done parentheses and I've done exponents. I don't see any others in there. Now I need to move down to multiplication and division. I do see a multiplication problem. It's 6 times 2, and 6 times 2 is 12. All right, so now I need to add in, I'm just dropping this plus symbol down because we haven't even got to that point yet. But the 12 also needs to come down with it. And so now that's giving me 9 minus 2 plus 12. If you were paying attention earlier in the video, you would have realized that just because the subtraction symbol takes place in PEMDAS after the addition, it's interchangeable with addition. So when there's only subtraction and addition left, even though subtraction comes last, you work your way from left to right. And so from left to right, it's 9 minus 2 first, which is 7. And then it's plus the 12 that's left. And if you need to rewrite this out vertically, you can, but 7 plus 12 equals 19. And that will be my answer. All right, so the answer to number 1 is 19. Now let's move over to number 2. Starting with P, parentheses. I do have parentheses here. 4 plus 2. That equals 6. Any other parentheses? I do not see them, but I do see the E exponent. This is 5 to the second power. Now that's not 5 plus 5. That's not 5 times 2. That's 5 times 5. And hopefully by 5th grade, you know that 5 times 5 equals 25. And so I'm going to drop that addition symbol there because I don't want to forget that that's what I was supposed to do with the 6 and 25. So I've done parentheses, I've done exponents. Now I need to move my way over to multiplication and division. And there is multiplication here and division. But what did we say earlier? When there's both of those things left, you work your way left to right. So I should not start with 2 times 6. I should start with 12 divided by 2, which ironically equals 6. And now, since I've used both of these, I move over to what was after the multiplication. Well, it was what was inside of the parentheses, 6. So now, even though this looks kind of far apart, I could rewrite this closer, but essentially I need to do multiplication next because the only other thing left to do is addition. So 6 times 6 equals 36. And I am going to write this one vertically because the only thing left to do is to add 25. So I'm going to write it vertically just because that's what I would rather have my students be doing here. Especially if you need to regroup, it's a lot more organized that way. I hate when kids try to do it in their head. They make silly mistakes and smart, capable kids end up getting it wrong even though they could get it right by showing their work vertically. So 6 plus 5 is 11. I need to regroup there. I would take this 1, add it to that 2 to make 3, and now I have 3 plus 3 makes 6. And so there you have your answer to problem number 2 is 61. Use this video as many times as you need to. Please pause it, revert back to PEMDAS. Remember that the multiplication and division are interchangeable. You work left to right. Same with addition and subtraction. Always keep that mama mentality going, and I think you guys are going to do great. Have a wonderful day. It's Mr. Lilley. I'll hope to see you soon.